howdy. Oh, I should pay attention to the color schemes. I wonder if we're doing seasons. I'm trying to think of the previous two color schemes. They almost could have been in... Oh, because the game has 4 ruins at the end of each level. That's interesting. The first one... I wonder if the first one could have been spring and the second one could have been summer? I remember a lot of green. Oh yeah, the first level was super green. It was a forest. It was a reef forest. That's about as green as it gets, and it was all bright colors. And the second one was more open. It's hard to distinguish summer from spring sometimes. It was busy for sure. It was heated because of all the riding around. But here we're just straight up autumn leaves. It's underwater autumn in a weird way. Oh yeah, that adds to the image. That almost looks like wheat. It's not, it's kelp, but the small, low versions of it make it look like those kinds of grains for harvest. Everything about this says harvest. You have pots, you have small kelp that looks like wheat. The kelp itself looks orange, like it's the season. That makes sense. If the game has 4 shrines we're going towards, it wouldn't be surprising to have them be building up 4 different seasons. It'd fit with Journey too. If this ends up in a wintry setting, that's probably when it'll be symbolizing death, and it'll be symbolizing frigidity and stillness. So then the question is, what is the most autumn of all sea creatures that I would supposedly try to unleash in the next area? It probably can't be predicted that thoroughly. Oh, that's not a great white. It's a sunfish, I think it's called. They're bizarre. They just look fake. They look utterly fake when you see one. Oh look, got stingrays. Some loud noises. There's a big shark ruin up there. This is great. What's your deal? Oh, you're like an eel god thing. That's bizarre. Not quite, huh? Alright. Ooh. Things all around. Oh, look at that red-eyed guy. There's a hammerhead statue. A few eels here and there, and a few... Yep, more hammerheads. Let's see what there is to be found around here. That looks like a crank down there. Oh, Robo-friend. I'd never leave you. There we go. I wonder what this chain's gonna do. Will it knock the thing over? Am I gonna commit some sort of aquatic atrocity? Can I even activate it? Well, isn't that bizarre to look at? I think it's an infinite chain, too. I don't think it's going to come off this thing, even though it's unwinding itself. I think it's just spawning forever. Which I would question, but also that thing looked like it shot out water underwater as a separate thing that's not normal water, so... There's multiple levels of bizarre to dissect here, or accept. Oh wow, looking up is really striking. What's up here? There's a meditation spot. Nope, couldn't figure out what I wanted to go after. There's nautiluses, and they're... Oh, we're swimming through the... We're swimming outside of what the level I'm supposed to be inside of. Oh, nautiluses, you game breakers. So spoilers, I guess there's a whole cave over there, and the game didn't really separate it from this. Kelpfish. Oh, look at that. Those mouths open. They animated all their little mouths. Is that dugong? Look at that. No. No. Go back to it. I didn't see those things earlier at all. Look at them, they're everywhere. Home in on one. It's a manatee. Look at these guys. I completely missed the visual of these guys at first. Yep. Does this hole lead somewhere? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Lost control of myself for a moment there. Nailed it. Oh, right. I did it again. I tried to fly into it. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. Look at these little guys. They're so freaky looking. They're like squid crabs. The ocean's bizarre. So are there open windows around here? The lights seem to be filtering. No, it's not. It's all one continuous well of some kind. For a moment there I thought there was, I totally thought there was windows, but it's just the weird light filtering in. Yep. It's really odd coming out of this hole and still being underwater. Because you know that used to be, that was probably water all along. That's probably a well. And above here was probably all above water at some point. And that's what makes it bizarre. All the barriers of when you expect water to stop and when you don't expect it to stop are kind of interrupted here for various parts of the game. So we clearly need 2 chains for this. But let's take a look around still. Got some stacked rocks. More evidence of mankind's interactions. That's not a rock formation, those are actually intentionally stacked. And then of course there's all the structures. Hey big guy. Hey buddy, he does not care about anything and he never has and he never will. He just slowly fats around. Have fun, buddy. Ooh. Time for a little biodiversity. I feel like a disproportionately large number of things unleashed by these things have been sharks so far. Where'd they go? They filter in quickly. So what's down below the surface? I feel like down here is where we have room to get weird. Oh, there's another drone. That's good news. The Eagle Ray. Now that is a stingray. Do not crowd that. Oh, it's an octopus. I'm sorry. Also, you're not really animated like very octopusy, to be honest. Look at that guy, though. He just doesn't want you crowding his crib. Can I approach it really slowly? Like really slow? Nope. Not a fan. Hey, buddy. Yeah, that's not really how you expect an octopus to move. They like to burrow under sand or cover themselves, and they can contort so much. That's something that's really hard to animate in a video game, is that they can just take any shape practically, as long as their like brain can basically fit through the hole. They can just filter on through. Ooh, sea snails, and then a blue lobster over there. There's so many little details. Don't mind me, guys, just cruising along. Disrupting your habitat. Yeah. But yeah, it'd be very hard to animate an octopus underwater or in a video game in general, just because they're such a crazy. They don't really have a fixed shape. Like obviously they have a real shape, but they're just the way they move kind of diminishes the permanence of their overall shape in a way that's super hard to animate in a video game because everything's a character model with like a wireframe and everything. That'd be tough. That'd be tough to figure out how to make something look like a genuine octopus. Hey, little guy. You can definitely tell we're one of the... Yeah, it's one of their limitations. One of the minor details that they might have... Maybe they wanted to spend more time with it, but they ultimately just had to relegate it to being a little creature that goes and hides in its vase if you approach it. That might be everything down here. The chain goes underwater, doesn't it? If I move the chain... Oh no! I think we're gonna destroy this rock formation. It's coiled around everything, so I think when I activate it, it's going to knock it all over. We do need to find the crank. Let's try following the chain for a bit. Where do you come out on this end? You don't. Maybe this is a weird, forgotten chain that's not connected to the rest of it. Either way, I think I activated all the animal life creators down here. Hey, portal. Oh, I need them to open this up, and then that'll get the chain, probably. There's a few different branches here. Every now and then I just want to stop and look around again. This is so nice. Yay. Now destroy. There's something kind of unsettling about it because it looks kind of like a nervous system that you're lasering through. Hey, little guys. Yeah, those are the ones that'll poof away when you approach them. And it's not a fearful retraction either. I think what's going on there is that the tentacles basically latch onto stuff. So if anything, if they feel any sort of tingle of like touching something, they retract, almost like a Venus flytrap probably, in order to consume whatever they've caught. Although in the case of a human, it just means it retracts, because it's not gonna get you. Not unless we're doing some sort of parody horror film with like a super version of these creatures. Yep. That definitely cements the idea that the other chain we saw down there is like a weird exception. Like it's like a forgotten fork that isn't attached to the rest of it the same way. Because this is all continuous, but that one's just sitting there. On we go! I think we're ready to continue with the autumn season and whatever comes next. God damn, they mastered colors. I'm actually a little envious in some cases. So we didn't destroy the rock formation because the chain never moved. We never destroyed the creation there. I thought the chain was going to move and then go taut and then rip everything off. Hey, little guys. Got two of you. I'm slightly worried I might have missed a third one, but who knows how many there are. Oh well, onwards! Now we're getting more blood red. Lionfish. Yeah. Aren't these super poisonous or something? Or hard to... I'm trying to remember. They're either super poisonous or like, I think in some way they're supposed to be like really hard to keep alive in a... if you buy them as a pet fish. They're really striking, though. They're one of the crazier looking fish you'll see in, like, a personal aquarium. Let's check on top of this thing. Nope. Not now. Hey, little guys. We'll check the floor in a moment. I just want to see if there's anything up here. This seems like the most missable part of this whole place is the roof. We have been above water for a while, except for that last time might have been that jump. Excuse me? Is that a floating island? Wait, are those spaceships? Those could almost be spaceships. Or what if the above water is also like another layer of crazy water and like those are also like whales in the distance? Since we've already established the idea of having water underwater. That wasn't visible before, was it? I don't think it was. That's a weird hint of crazy sci-fi, perhaps. They had fun guiding their player through some of the stuff. And the crazy stuff they have just hidden around. Anything up here? Because I'm sure it's a dead end. I don't see a drone. Nope. Nothing to interact. Beautiful, though. What is this? Why is there a square? Oh, it's just light, huh? Yeah. That's no big deal. Just want to check all my little crevices for surprises. There may not be any in this case, though. That looks pretty open. That looks like a shark moment, honestly. Look at that. We're back with the jellyfish. So what's glowing down here is the question. Oh, and they hide away when you approach them. Weird. I think I was on like the E.T. ride at Universal Studios or something like that as a kid. And I want to say it had like a weird moment where you would like go on a rail and sort of ride through this open area that was just stars everywhere, including below you. And this kind of brings back that kind of memory. Just these vaguely star-like things in every direction at once. And no apparent hint of like what they could be. Whoa, big guy. The camera kind of stuck there for a moment. Was it trying to zoom in on you? I think it was. That's a great white. He's just out in the open, huh? Friend. Oh, there it goes. Oh yeah. Midway through looking at that wall, my camera lost all control. I'm like, why is it doing that? I was approaching the shark, but it wasn't able to pan to it correctly. He's still around. Nope. Not this time. They seem to think of the shark positively if it's holding that pot. Seems like it would be bringing a bounty of some kind. Hey, buddy. There's something. I remembered to pick it up that way for once instead of trying to chime at it all the time. I mean, instead of trying to run into it and then wonder why it's not going anywhere. The chime is the secret. And by secret, I mean explicit game mechanic. That's a striking visual. That's a hopeful sight, distinctly, which makes me wonder why if it's there to manipulate me. Oh. We started with the pretty side of autumn, but now we're in the darker, decayed part of autumn. Look at that. Oh, the ruin didn't respond to me? It has like a glyph on it. So am I on some kind of pilgrimage? Kinda gotta wonder if it's like my duty to restore this sort of forgotten land. Chunks of it are decaying away and I'm supposed to be, and I was like chosen or just chose to try to fix it. Whoa. Hey there. Yeah, these environmental details just keep going. These chunks of wall all around. Did I just get green? It almost looked like green sparks coming out of the ground. Hey, buddy. Welcome. Join the crew. That may be about it that we're getting here. You definitely feel more... You kind of feel more comforted when just some extra things coming around, even though they're just non-entities that just fly around, and that's just what they do, is kind of drift about. It's kind of nice to have them around. Hammerhead shark. Oh, are we? I kind of wonder if hammerheads are going to be what I bring back. They're everywhere here. Look at the size of this wall. These absolutely massive hammerhead sculptures. Alright, let's see what the bottom of this devastation looks like before we restore it. That's cabling. Extensive cabling. It almost looks monstrous from here. It vaguely feels like this is the wreckage of Soma. And like all of mankind is gone. And the world slowly reclaimed. The fact that I'm a weird machine person kind of also adds to the weird Soma vibes. When I talk about this being like Soma made by Disney, it's continually feeling more true than I actually expected to be saying it. Wow. Whoa. Okay, we have to go to the surface real quick. Let's see what this looks like. That was too striking a visual, and now I'm wondering if there might be something cool up there. Oh, those are birds. Are they birds or are they flying fish? No, those are birds. Like seagulls. Genuine birds. We have another glimpse of the weird floating triangle, which may be an island or may be a ship. Still no increase in fidelity from here. And all below me is darkness. Well, we better fix that, huh? Here we go! Trying to swim down. The issue is the camera doesn't always want to point quite straight down. So you'll see me tussle around a little bit in those cases. Hey there. Was it this detailed before? Oh look, there's nautiluses everywhere. Am I unleashing nautiluses next? Those are freaky. Those are always cool. Yeah, it's like the inside of a great cathedral. It even has those. Oh no, the pillars look like they extend ghostly but continue, but they just fade out. But it almost looks like some of those weird ceiling structures you'll see where it looks like a pillar is supposed to be there, but it just stops midway through the ceiling. I think it does function as some kind of support structure, but the lack of beam was always surreal to me. Now those were big uns. Were those whale sharks? Oh yeah, that's gotta be a whale shark, right? I gotta be right this time. Look at those guys! Look how big they are. They're freaky. Oh yeah. Immediate part of how big they are was that there was the illusion of thinking I was way closer to them than I was. Oh yeah. There's that dopey whale shark's face. Their horizontal head. Flat head with a big mouth. Yep. Not unreasonable that I kind of confused it with the basking shark. They just kind of open that mouth and just swoop things up. And they are huge. I think they're the biggest shark in the world, if I remember correctly. If I can go back to my Marine World theme park days as a child and try to remember with a giant diagram on the wall that tried to express how big in silhouette various sharks and whales were. I believe the biggest shark in the world was a whale shark, which I think was in fact a shark and not a whale. I don't know if I remember the definition that separates them. Semantics. Well, actually classifications are not quite semantics, but either way, we're gonna move on. To Aladdin, apparently. Look at this place. Also, underwater river. That's still a thing we're doing. Questions? Can't really do anything with it apparently, but it's there, and you gotta wonder how it exists. These look pretty similar. Oh look! There's little nautilus shells inside the entries. I said before they were probably for offerings, and these shells seem to suggest that, the way that they're all perfectly placed. They're even like, there's even a pattern where one side faces one way and the other side faces the other way. That helps indicate the idea that like they weren't just nautiluses that are resting there, and they're not shells that got there by happenstance. Like those are placed by human hands in a specific pattern. I have questions about the fake water, or whatever we want to call it, the subaquatic water. Look at that. Is that the great ooh. Is it spewing darkness into the water? What's at the surface? So that's the machine underwater that I think we've been activating one by one, and it seems to push something up out of the water, which they scoop up. Maybe it has something to do with the two different types of water we're dealing with here. They seem to be thinking it's a good thing. It's the power source. It seems to be the weird ball that has something to do with the shark. And they took that water and they poured it into tanks, which creates water. I wonder. We're definitely dealing with two different forces of water here. I wonder if the stuff that we're seeing flow is the stuff that they were gathering, the weird glowy water. And this is activatable. Oh. It is underwater water. Because you can see the fish swimming up in the air. Right. They look like tribal people or something like that. They look like ancient Egyptians, and I kind of thought they were above water, but they all look like me, don't they? They've got the yellow head with the black face and the yellow eyes, or they have eyes anyway. Maybe not that specifically, but they have the yellow head and the... yeah. So if they're like me, then they were probably underwater to begin with. So they're under the normal water, but this crazy device creates some sort of weird special water. I wonder if they drink it. It's clearly like a subaquatic water source, which is... huh. Hey little guy, you're still alive. They haven't claimed your shell yet. You're a freaky little guy. What's up here? Oh, that's the coral or the... Yeah, that's the coral that grows out of the device. Where all the water comes out. The weird... It's that down there. It grows that red stalk of coral out of the top. That's what I've been doing. Am I undoing something that went poorly, or am I just doing what's supposed to happen? Now that one's definitely me on the left there. I'm that kind of person over there with the triangle and everything. I've got the triangles, I've got the pointy helmet, and I've got the power. So this power must be what is behind their technology. Whatever this force is, this energy. Is it energy? Is that what it is? Is this like electrical power basically for underwater creatures? Because it almost seems like they made all this with that. More writing. Hieroglyphics. Oh, the stalk shattered. That seems bad. So that's the downfall of society, huh? The stalks were probably good. But then we thought we were above it all, and we were relying so much on the power, and we were rising above everything, we thought, with this great force and building these crazy pieces of technology powered by it, as far as I can tell. But then the stalk shattered because we pushed the system too far. So I'm here to replace the stalks, but that may not actually address the real problem. The world seems just fine without us in many cases. Maybe they'd prefer we didn't fix anything. Whoa, look at these big guys. Oh, there's that shark icon again. And the statues. What does the shark have to do with the force? Are they all gonna scatter when the light comes out? Nope, they don't care. So the shark arrived. Did they give the shark offerings? They brought stalks out, and pots, and culture, and leaves, and the shark was above them. Was that who they brought it to? That's the same wall again. Is that... Oh, that's all the organisms. So as we open these up, it'll be... Yeah. It's the manta ray, the orca, the whale shark, and the giant squid, as I was kind of expecting. And then that'll finally bring us this great white at long last. It's almost as if this thing is guiding me in a way. Huh. Well, now we know what the last animal's gonna be as I get to the last one. And then there's a nautilus shell above all else. Look at these guys, by the way. Look at that big thing. It's menacing with the glowing eyes because of the light reflecting. Look how big he is. Look how big he is. I can actually ride him. He's, whoa. Coelacanth? I do not know that word. Oop. Well, he's hungry. Or he was hungry a second ago. I think they really nailed it again. I was wondering if they could follow Journey, but this really feels like they nailed it a second time. This is a really wondrous experience. The change of setting alone is just enough. I wonder if they'll try again, or if they'll change it up completely after this. Crumbled wall. So these are the weird glowy bits. These must be the asterisks, right? They seem to only exist in places that are separate from the force of the weird devices we've encountered, because they were shown as separate in location in that first diagram. Alright, so now we know we have some idea of what we're doing at least now. Let's try to finish the job. Go ahead, guys. Leave me like always. I'm getting used to it. I'm a strong, independent diver that don't need no drone.